Hello, good evening, and good very, very welcome to Gaming Tavern's UK podcast 190th. I'm Jamie, and we just got off watching the Xbox Showcase Direct, and we're going to recap it and discuss our thoughts and opinions on what was probably not the most exciting Direct in the world, but there's some good things to come from it. But joining me, as ever, is the one and only MPV Graham. Come on in, MPV Graham.
Good, hello.
Good, hello indeed. Obviously, you didn't get to watch it with us, but we're going to catch you up on all of the good and the bad. You've seen a little bit of pieces. How are you, though?
I'm doing all right. I'm glad to be back in this sort of smidgen left of, or is it right, of the country.
Indeed, far away from the wonderful southwest. Sorry, with all of its quirks and questionable tactics.
Morals.
We love you down there, really. Most of you, anyway. All right. We've also got 2-point-odd million man who is now officially retired because he doesn't care anymore. Although now he's taking walking steps in its place. Ian, come on in, Ian.
Hello, how are you?
We are spiffing as ever. Are you okay? You watched the showcase with us. We'll get into our thoughts, but are you ready to talk more?
Yep, got my Baileys ready. Let's do it.
And you got your Dr. Pepper there?
No, I've got Owen. Oh, this way. Orange Crush today.
Okay, all right. That's that's probably an even worse pairing actually. No, I think.
Actually, no, I shouldn't tell. It's more tropical.
Tropical and Baileys. You could be onto something, you know. Maybe you need to write to them and say, "Look, I've discovered this new flavor pairing." See what they come up with. You know, you rub with chocolate, orange, mint. It's done. Tropical flavor Baileys.
Out of my head though. He mugs off down with his.
I mean that mug is that is a beast. That mug.
Put that mug in front of your head, Joe. Graham.
Yeah, that's how you drink a cup of tea.
That's a proper cup of tea.
That's a fucking mug and a half.
Damn right.
2.5. I'll have you know.
Yeah. But
bigger mug than us.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Speaking of mugs, Scottish Guy Frost, come on in.
You funny bastards. funny bastards.
How are you?
I am fine.
You obviously watched the showcase with us as well. We'll get into our thoughts and opinions very shortly. But what are you drinking, firstly? Because you were drinking rum, but you were disappointing me greatly because you were slacking. Come on, you got to catch up.
I'm on Duppy Share aged Caribbean rum. Nothing as exotic as topical with Baileys.
I mean, we can't all be.
Rum would be nice.
I do have a glass that could put you in hospital, though, so if that counts for anything.
Yeah.
It's like a good, almost like 500 grams weighs. Chunky boy.
We're cooking with gas now. We've got a giant mug, giant glass, Ian's Tropical Baileys, and I'll put the tequila away for now because that's enough for
your
one
potato
evening.
hat.
Thank you. And potato hat, indeed, yeah. Yeah, so anyway, welcome. Gaming Tavern, episode 190. If you want to watch us, watch the Xbox showcase and our probably mild disappointment with it, feel free to go over to youtube.com/gamingtavernuk. Or you can find us at xboxtavern.com. But I'll let Ross do the pluggals very shortly. For now, lads, let's get into the gaming showcase. So I think we'll start with the most exciting part of the thing, which was the the Xbox ROG Ally, whatever way around they want to call it. I'll put the trailer up. Ross,
yes.
You've already got a ROG Ally. Can tell us what to expect?
No,
and what...
I've got a...
Sorry, my bad. Legion Go. Tell me what to expect with an Xbox branded handheld and whether you think this might be worth either upgrading to or for me and Ian personally, whether we're going to be able to stump up the cash for it.
I don't know. So obviously they didn't go into great detail about... They gave you sort of specs in regards to what RAM's in it, what chips in it, but there was no performance figures in regards to like... What will it run Avowed at, for example, or what will it run Doom at? So it's hard to tell how good it is, because based on the stats, it's very similar to the Legion Go that I've got, the Z2 Extreme Ryzen chip, and the up to 24 gigabytes worth of DDR5 RAM are all in modern handheld. So like the actual ROG Ally, the X version, that's the exact same specs as what they give. Whether it's been tuned differently, and I think when I put a video to from Linus Tech Tips, they're saying that Xbox have had hands-on building this for the ground up. So everything about it has been tweaked by Xbox in regards to getting it to work the best for Xbox. So it might be a similar spec, but it might be tuned slightly differently, so you might get a better performance out of it. But because there's no price attached to it, because we don't really have any much sort of tech details of it, it's hard to say, is this a better purchase on a Steam Deck? Is it a better purchase on a Legion? Are you better just buying a normal ROG Ally? Because I would imagine when this drops, the price of a standard Ally X maybe takes a wee hit. Just because if there's a similar sort of price, why not just buy the Xbox branded one that might be slightly better in some aspects? But for people who don't have one, again, depending on the price that they sort of launch it at, having a handheld device is really handy. Obviously, handheld, brooch. But
see, that's what real dad's here.
Like I didn't think I would use mine as much as I have used it for Xbox gaming or PC gaming. I was looking emulators and games that we don't talk about. But the Xbox experience, whether it be cloud gaming, whether it be natively downloading games onto my Legion, works perfectly. They run really well. I think the first one I had experience with was Indiana Jones, which is not exactly a lightweight game in regards to how it looks. But if they can match the current one and have it at a respectable price, which I think we can all agree is probably going to be the bit that stuffs them up a wee bit, I think most people should invest in a handheld gaming console.
So obviously handheld gaming is the thing at the minute with the Switch 2 obviously just coming out, and the Legion Go, the ROG Ally, the Steam Deck, etc., etc. So it's good, like you said, that they're getting into that area, because for me personally, I know we spoke about this before, but I would quite happily have an Xbox dedicated like handheld to play my games on the go. For the reviews for the website, obviously that would be a massive help, but just in general, Xbox is where I tend to play, or Xbox, the ecosystem, PC and console and stuff. So something like this is very appealing, but like you said, if it's more than, we spoke about before we come on here, more than 600 quid, I'm going to have some serious considerations. And even at 600 quid, it's going to be a case of, can I justify this really? As much as I am very interested in it. Ian, you were obviously on the fence of getting a ROG Ally or a Legion Go at some point in the last few months, and you decided to wait like me to see what they would reveal. Obviously, the official one is out the window now, but did this do anything for you? Are you tempted again, price permitting?
I think, price permitting. I think if it's an extortionate cost, I'm going to have to wait for a sale or something. But if it's a fair price, then I think I definitely will pick one up. It's kind of the main reason why I cancelled my Switch 2 pre-order, because I thought I won't use it as much as I will with my Xbox. And Xbox is my gaming ecosystem. So if it does work quite well with the handheld-wise, definitely will pick one up. I definitely will go more towards the X than the normal one, standard one, whatever you want to call it. But I think, like I say, it is a no-brainer if you do like to be on the go, especially with me and my traveling at the moment. I definitely something I would like to look into and definitely get. I just hope this got a decent battery life. That's my main worry. Along with
just to touching on the battery life, another thing that we're saying in that sort of Linus video was that it is a chunky battery. So I think it's a 60 kilowatt an hour battery that's in it. So they were saying you're going to get good sort of play time. I would imagine, based on what I get, you're looking 3-4 hours of solid battery gaming. So usually, if I'm using a handheld, 3-4 hours is more than what I would be sitting using.
Yeah, I think as well with, like, obviously the two variants, like you were saying, Ian. If the battery is that much worse on the lower one, will it be worth the extra 100, 200, 250 quid just to have, like Ross was saying, 3 or 4 hours rather than 1 to 2 hours? I wish they'd at least given us some sort of information on how much it's going to cost, because it gives me worried that that it's going to be expensive because they haven't said anything, and B, if it is going to be expensive, I'd rather know ahead of time, like now,
Yeah.
so I can start preparing, maybe save a bit each month or what have you, rather than get towards the end of the year and they're like, oh, by the way, that's £1,000, please. Well, you can get in the fucking bin.
You
Thank you
can
very
get a
much.
fucking bin.
Graham, you've obviously just bought a nice shiny gaming laptop, much like myself, that can handle a lot of the stuff this Alloy X or Alloy, whichever one you want to go for, will play. But obviously not in quite such a friendly form factor. Would this be something that tempts you, or would you maybe go for the basic Alloy just because you have got a shiny laptop and a console you can already play on as like an extra option?
It's a tough one. It depends what it kind of brings. I saw it said it can play sort of cloud gaming, it can play other libraries, but obviously so can sort of most modern laptops anyway. So I think that the battery life is going to be one of the key features of it to make it portable and handheld. That's obviously a thing that detracts from sort of laptops that can do similar kind of things. So if it's got a bigger battery, then weight's going to provide a bit of a sort of obstacle as well for some people holding a beefy brick like that. I mean, my laptop's heavy as hell, so if it's got a beefy old battery, that's obviously going to ramp up the weight, and obviously holding something handheld like that with a lot of weight will probably become tiring as well. So
that's one of the things that Linux Tech Tips did touch on. It was quite heavy in his comparison to Steam Deck and the ROG Ally and whatever else. I can't remember. There's something else he tested in it, but the weight is something to consider. Carry on. So I just wanted to add that interstitial.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. Although it doesn't sound like a big issue, it can be if you're sort of trying to play it for a long period of time. The weight will eventually sort of take its toll, especially if you wired it in temporarily or with a long old cable just so you can carry on playing it. But yeah, the weight is obviously going to provide a bit of a detraction because most people like to relax whilst playing, like whilst sitting down, laying back, and obviously that weight will eventually kind of have an impact. So be curious to know how much it does kind of fully weigh. But yeah, I was looking at the snapshots there about 512 gigabyte storage and 1 terabyte. In this day and age, I know solid state drives are the bigger things, but I mean that's still not a lot when it comes to modern day games. That most of them are sort of, even the games are chunky boys now. It's like you're getting easily 100 gig games every time as well. So if you're getting like the 512 one, you're looking at only about 3 beastly games, and then everything else has to be small fries. Otherwise, you're cloud streaming, then it kind of detracts away why you'd want to have it locally and not rely on internet each time.
So I don't know if it's the same as the Legion. Obviously, we're working off just the pictures we've found, but like the Legion is upgradable. So like I can unscrew the back of this, get in the motherboard, and put in, because they're now becoming the 228 M.2 drives. You can get a standard M.2 drive and just slot it in, so you can get as many terabytes as you want. Obviously, it's an additional cost, but they are upgradable. Same with the RAM. The RAM is upgradable as well. So I think 1 terabyte off the bat is not too bad for a handheld device. At least you then have that ability to say, right, well, maybe I'll stick a 2 terabyte hard drive, a SSD in at a later date, and then you get that. But again, I don't know if it is upgradable.
Depends on
Alex has a micro SD card slot as well.
Yeah, it's got that as well. Yeah, so most of the handhelds tend to have that in them as well.
I know the Ally doesn't, but the X does.
Yeah.
So upgrading it via micro SD might be possible, but again, because you got the SSD, the micro SDs tend to be a lot slower.
Reads.
I know there are the ones that, like the Switch 2 has the SD Express, I think it's called, which is faster, but it's still not SSD sort of level. So if it is upgradable, again, like you said, Ross, there's something else to sort of stump up the cash for. But down the line, once we do get massive, even bigger games like GTA 6, for example. The option would be there to upgrade at least, but who knows if that's possible. They haven't detailed that just yet.
The reason why I was saying that the storage space off the bat is because we don't know the cost yet, is whether this is going to be value for money. If you're saying like the proposed or 700, 800 is a 1 terabyte for that amount, good off the bat, when people are saying, oh, now I'm going to have to fork out an extra 100 or 200 on top of that to get a larger memory on it, and then you start looking at over $1,000 to get a one that's going to cope with everything you want on it.
I suppose it's tricky because again, the price is the key. If it's not affordable, then there's no point. And like this laptop, for example, like you're saying, go with the storage. I just installed Rainbow Six on it recently because the Siege X is coming out in a couple of days. So I've been sort of trying to play on the test server, and the amount of space I had to clear just to play that fucking game was ridiculous. Even like I've got 512 gig, I guess, in here on this laptop, and I had to delete fucking Clear Obscure. I had to delete some of the games I was playing on Steam, which I can't get into, and it's like I just need more space. So again, I could upgrade, easily plug in a SSD or whatever to this, but on the go, I don't want to be carrying around a portable hard drive to plug in with me just so I can play 2 or 3 games. Yeah, so the space is definitely a concern. The performance is going to be a concern as well, I think, because obviously the 2 different units have got different specs, and although I'm not expecting it to be like Series X power, I would like it to at least be competent enough to play. Like at the top of this article, they say take Clear Obscure and what's it called?
Would it
Gears
not
of
be
War.
close?
Roblox.
And Roblox. I completely ignored that paragraph. Thank you very much. Yeah, Clear Obscure, Expedition 3, because we'll reload the stuff on the go. But if it's not powerful enough to play them even at 1080p, like the screens are 1080p, but although the white one apparently is targeting 720p, even though it has a 1080p screen, so that immediately leads me to think, well, maybe it's not going to be the most powerful thing in the world. As long as it runs them well, I suppose it's not the end of the world. Yeah, again, the price is the big kicker, really. Are we going to get a sort of value for money? Like I said, 600 quid is the fucking absolute maximum. Ideally, a lot less than that.
I do like the fact that you've got, like, say, you can get the Steam, Battle.net, and stuff.
Yeah, having the Steam library, Battle.net, Epic Games, etc., on there is a massive deal. And although, like Ross says, you can already do it on current ones, but not being stuck to just Xbox.
That's
like
what I mean.
With the
At least they put
PlayStation
that
Portal,
in.
for example, it's literally locked to place it because you have to stream it from your PS5. But giving you the option is nice, and that's sort of offsets the value a little bit more in terms of paying a bit extra. But
would you think that
it does just come to price?
Similar to the Switch 2, just to flip a middle finger to the.
There's no way they could do that based on.
Yeah, I mean, if they could, fucking bring it on. I'll be there day one, but I would be amazed if it is anywhere near what the Switch 2 costs, even for the basic model. Yeah, but I think just looking at it, the form factor of it, obviously it looks quite big, like you said, it looks quite heavy as well, but it looks like it'd be a more comfortable machine than the Switch, and even than the Steam Deck, and that was already pretty comfortable. But we're having the handle grips as well as obviously
More
the
ergonomic.
Xbox controller layout. Yeah, it looks pretty good, and it's a touchscreen as well, so that will enhance use browsing and searching, maybe using the internet and stuff like that. Cool.
Just how would you hold it when you're using it as a touchscreen?
Well, I mean, that would have to be on the lap, or one hand behind and giving it the old man finger poke of typing. Yeah,
Especially
but
with your nose.
You just hold it like this. Look, there you are.
Yeah, there you go. Look, Ross is that touchscreen, Ross? That one you
It is indeed, yes.
It is indeed. Okay, cool. So that's
Is that how you hold it when you do that, Ross?
When I'm using
going to hold it.
Yeah, when I'm using touchscreen.
Does it
But
not
the
feel
bit-
clunky to hold it like that?
Well, not really, but the issue is that this one doesn't have is it's not got that on it. So this is what this one's missing is that there.
All right.
Is that the mouse
I
tracker?
understand.
Mouse
That's
pad.
tracker, yeah. So the ROG doesn't have that, which is
Right.
an issue. But so you don't very really ever use it touchscreen. I use it touchscreen if I've got it on the desk because then I just tap whatever app I want to use.
But then
But-
it ceases being a handheld.
If I'm using it on in my hand, I just use a trackpad.
Yeah. So the trackpad, I think that's something else Linus mentioned, wasn't it? Like the
Yeah.
Steam Deck obviously it's got 2, isn't it? One either side, I think, the trackpads.
Yes.
So that's lacking. But again, if it's a sort of focus on Xbox, really, there might not necessarily be the end of the world. Of course, that will throw in issues with playing your Steam library because a lot of games don't support controller, whereas
Yeah.
the Steam Deck will play them because it's got the trackpad.
Well, this plays it because apparently you can use the analog sticks to use it to control a mouse.
Yeah, which is always fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Always works
So-
perfectly.
So at the end of the article they got here, they say pre-orders, pricing, etc., coming soon, and it'll be available in sort of the major territories and stuff. Again, price we've let's put that to the side because let's assume it's affordable and it's something that we can all manage to fit in our budgets. Ross, any interest in picking one up?
No, 'cause
Assuming
I've
it's
got-
assuming it's decent price.
no, because I've got mine.
Because you've got your good boy. Graham?
It'd have to be an impressive price to sort of make me do this on top of a laptop.
Yeah, especially since you literally just bought that laptop as well. It's not even like you've had it for a long time. And Ian?
Yes.
Yeah, I shouldn't even fucking bothered asking. I know you'd say yes.
We
but
already said he was holding out for it.
Yeah, well, yeah, like we said before, I was holding out for the official one, but now that's on the back burner. This, again, assuming the price, like I said, is reasonable. Yeah, I'm very keen to get, ideally, the X. I'd rather not go for the Allo. I think if I had to, I'd wait an extra month or two and get the X.
Yeah, I'd say that most people, I think, will probably go for the X.
So, yeah,
It makes the most sense, and obviously because it's like having XS. What would you normally go for?
Yeah,
For your first one, you go the X straight away, and then get the S down the line. Because I only got the S for my portable touchscreen, X screen.
and even if
So-
I was buying an S, it would be as a secondary console. Like if I had the option, I'd play on my X. But if there was something that was preventing me, then I would use my S. So
Usually my son's on the X, so
I was going to say, but with this handheld, it'd be all mine. I never let you
Mine!
touch it, children. Ha ha ha. Yeah, so, yeah.
But
So, again, that was the most exciting thing, I think, out of the showcase, which was they didn't gloss over, but they went by pretty quickly. And then they spent a lot of time talking about fishing in Fallout, which was probably not really ideal.
getting a bit.
So I've got the list of games here, Gray. Again, I know you didn't watch it with us, but we'll go through them very, very quickly, and then we'll stop and talk about the ones that are most interesting. Excuse me. So, I'm just going to follow the list on here rather than do an order of the showcase. So, Call of Duty Black Ops 7's come in to the end of the year to Game Pass. Obviously, they did a big focus on Play Anywhere this year, and obviously Game Pass, which Call of Duty supports. It's Black Ops 7 again, so it's following on the story. Mason turned up. It says here, with cutting edge technology in hand, Black Ops team led by David Mason. It wasn't David Mason though, was it? What was his name in? Was it Alex? What am I thinking? Alex Mason. What was his name in action? Was it David Mason?
Pretty sure in COD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I've always assumed his name was Alex for some reason. I don't know why. Must fight
Numbers.
back.
The numbers.
Must fight back
Numbers,
against
Mason.
a
What's your name,
manipulative
Mason?
enemy who weaponizes fear above all else. And it looked more horror tinged when we start watching the trailer. Oh, it's another horror game. And then, oh no, it's Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Okay. Not interested in the zombie stuff, but quite interested in the fact that it seemed a bit more psychological and a bit more creepy than
Bit
previous
darker.
Black Ops games. Yeah. Obviously, again, coming this year to Game Pass, obviously. I imagine we're going to play it at some point. I definitely enjoyed 6 enough to go and check out 7. I just hope they haven't got as much zombie nonsense in the campaign this time.
It was Alex Mason. You're right.
Coming from a Resident Evil fan.
Alex, yeah, okay,
It was the first one was Alex Mason, so maybe he's like a son.
right, okay, yeah, okay, right.
No.
I'm not going completely mad, then that's fine. The next one, which was far more interesting on the list they've got here is Gray. I think you'll be interested in this one as well. Clockwork Revolution. They showed us some more information about that. And this trailer, I think, even though it wasn't, it didn't give us like a firm, proper release date or anything. It was one of the better trailers I think we saw.
Definitely.
So it gave us more sort of information in terms of the gameplay, the style, the setting, and very Dishonored vibes, which is what we decided on towards the end. A lot of the powers look very like ripped straight from Dishonored, basically. But with a bit of tinge of Bioshock in there as well. And yeah, I thought this looks fucking awesome. Ian, you were quite keen on this one as well.
Yeah, definitely. Oh,
This
God.
looked awesome.
It looks like one of those ones where I definitely will have enjoyment out of playing it because it just seems like quite like I say, it's got Dishonored vibe, and I always like those kind of steampunk, clockwork kind of style games. So yeah, for me, it's definitely one off, and it seems like it's got a good few banter and jokes in it as well, which will make it more lighthearted.
Yeah, some good like almost like English. I know ENXR aren't an English studio, but very like English gags, including calling that character the knob.
The knob.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, great. So obviously you didn't get to watch this yet, but I think even though we're saying Dishonored, I know you're not a big fan of the stealth style game. This was far more Bioshock mixed with Dishonored. So you got powers. The idea is to actually fight and kill people rather than sneak around. And the reason I say Dishonored is one of them was like stopping time and grabbing the bullets out of thin air and then like retrieving them once you shot someone, or being able to teleport places and stuff like that. They come in. Did it say this year? I forget the release date now.
Yeah.
Or did they just say in due time? They said in due time, didn't they?
Was it due time? Was that one?
Yeah, this was the due time one. Yeah, so maybe not this year, but far more excited about this than I already was after watching this. Ross, I forget what you landed on. If you were keen on this one or not. He's done. Ross, goodbye. All right, Graham. Obviously, we've seen this before, but as you're watching this now, any sort of tingling in your loins going on?
Yeah, no, definitely. Who doesn't love a bit of sort of steampunk kind of action? It's always quite normal to sort of see these kind of graphics, and it brings a little bit of humor to it. It looks like it's got a good chunk of humor to the game as well. But yeah, as long as the stealth has kept to him in a while, I can't see why I wouldn't check this out.
There was a lot of like after this part we're watching now, there was a lot more action coming up, which I think would be right up your street.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can be on that with powers involved as well. It looks quite interesting and looks quite fun as well.
Yeah, and it's all about resetting time and resetting the balance of power. Poor Errol got smacked in the face there.
Yeah.
I would recommend watching this where you can hear it, because what they're talking here is quite well written and quite well performed and stuff. But yeah, it's like resetting the balance. So later on you'll see broken down monuments and reconfigure statues and stuff where they've reworked what's happened and altered the balance of power and stuff, and it looks very, very good. I'm very keen on this. And that doll, I'm looking forward to whatever that doll's gonna hell abuse at us. Again, watch it with the sound. Very, very good. Ross, you're back.
I think when we first seen this, we were all quite high on it, like when it gave us a little snippet up. But now that we've seen it's got very Dishonored vibes minus the whole stealth aspect of it, I'm really quite like, this looks rather impressive.
It does. And again, to come into Game Pass day one, play anywhere, and in due time, which as unfortunate, I would rather it would be like, and it's out today, but no,
today,
not quite. We only got one of them, which we'll get to in a minute. But yeah, this was a long overdue second look at this game, and I really am far more excited now than I was even watching the last trailer. There you go, Gray. You've got a bit of combat going on. If you're not watching on YouTube, obviously, there's combat going on. Yeah, looking forward to this one quite immensely. And again, this is an example of all the things that change into how you can affect time and the balance of power and stuff like that. While this rest of this trailer plays, I'll just talk about Gears of War Reloaded, because we don't need to play that necessarily. Coming August 26th to Game Pass, PC, Steam, and PS5. Ian's going to play it. He's very excited, obviously. Got 4K, 60 FPS campaign, 120 frames per second in multiplayer, cross progression. And which that last part there, cross progression, is actually tempting me just to pick it up on PS5 for the hell of it, just because I've already got it on Xbox. I don't know how many times.
Well, the thing is
I'd be interested to play it on there.
Me and my mate are massive Gears fans, and we always sort of jump in it. But obviously, he's moved over to the blue team, and I'm like, there's not a hope in hell I'm backing it up to the PlayStation when I've got it on fucking every generation that Gears ever came out. I've got the Ultimate Edition. I'm not playing it on Xbox. So it just means if he wants to pick it up on PlayStation, we still have the ability to fusion fingers it.
You can still fusion fingers and play
we can
together.
still do it.
Damn right. So, yeah, it's basically sharing a love, which is
it's how it should be.
Which is how it should be. Yeah, as I said before we started on the show, I really hope they would show some sort of PlayStation game coming to Xbox, just to reciprocate, and bring the love back. But no,
we did get the slight cock tease when they were saying about Game Freak historically and a Nintendo partner. I was like,
yeah, and a very nice looking game as well. We get to that very shortly. I'm sure it's down the list somewhere, but. Yeah, no Pokemon, unfortunately. Ian, again, I'm going to come to you because I know you're the least interested in Gears of War. Are you actually going to play the first Gears of War when it comes out, August 26th?
No, you have to pay me to play that.
Ian, I will give you a $5 if you play through the game with me.
Ooh. How about a hand job?
A fiver and Graham will give you a hand job. How about
No,
Like
he
you're
grips
just pouring it
too
all.
hard.
that?
His grip is too
Throw
hard.
me under the bus. Yeah.
Your hands are nice and soft.
He needs a more
They're really
genteel
not.
People who
touch.
haven't seen his hands.
All right.
Nice soft hands, great.
Yeah.
Jay.
Well, again, it's only 2-player co-op. Unfortunately, we ideal before playing, and then we'd have to play Project Game Pass. You have no choice. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing through it again. I haven't played this first one through for probably since it come out, I guess.
you pick a Project Game Pass and go to Holland for a month.
You love it, Ian. You love it. But yeah, Big Gears will again coming to all different consoles and stuff. And it's just the first game, but it's been upstuffed in all sort of manner of ways, which is exciting. Grounded 2 comes to game preview at July 29th. Did anybody in here like Grounded?
No, I played a little bit with my son, and it was all. But again, it's just you have to put so much time investment in learning how it all works, how all the mechanic works, how everything building and stuff. It's just too long. So I was like, nope.
Sorry, I got completely distracted then. Yeah,
Good.
not interested in Grounded at all. But let me just put this back on the screen here. Do you know who that is, Gray?
Ken Lobb, it just literally says there.
No, I know it says his name on the screen, but do you know he's
Who's
one of the scientists in GoldenEye, and if you take away the N of his name, what does that spell?
Klopp.
Key Lobb.
He was what the gun was named after.
Oh, was he down the club?
So this is a video on Xbox's YouTube.
That
I guess,
explains the expression on his face, right?
Yeah. Inside the Xbox ROG
That's him
Ally.
getting hit
and
by a club.
So there's more information on the actual console, which I'll have to watch later on. That seems pretty interesting. But yeah, I just literally just caught my eye. I was like, I've got to show a fucking Ken Lobb on there. So yeah, he's an old school fucking video game guy. Anyway, Grounded. No, let's move on, shall we? If it comes to it and we pick it for Project Game Pass, I'll play it. But I'm not interested in that in the slightest. But again, Grounded 2, why not? If you enjoy that sort of thing, go for it. Next one, Keeper from Don't Nod Studios. This looked weird, which I'm always up for, but I'm not necessarily sure weird. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry, weird in a good way. Let me just skip forward a little bit. So let me. I've lost my fucking tab now. Right. So it's from Don't Nod. Double Fine. And they like to do the sort of bizarre games. They don't just follow one on, Psychonauts 2, Psychonauts 3, etc. They like to come up with experimental stuff. The trailer looks interesting, but again, we need to play it, I think, really. Ross, did this do anything for you? Probably not, I imagine.
Nah, not my cup of tea.
It's just one of those weird ones where it's like, oh, what can you play as this time? Okay, we got humans, you got cars.
Oh,
Oh, about a lighthouse? Yeah, that would do. And yeah,
What about a lighthouse?
It's not been done before. We're unique and innovative.
I mean, why the hell not, eh?
Not wrong.
Not a very stable lighthouse, shall we say?
it's quite. It looks quirky, and it's on Game Pass. It might be one that I could probably like
Pick
maybe
up
a
a
little
1,000
look
G
at.
in.
No, I'm retired from that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Come on, get those 1,000 Gs. So now I've got my page back up. It says, we encountered a lighthouse that after eons of standing dormant falls to the ground, breaking
Eons?
into heaps of rubble. Eons! But then reassembles and stand up again on newly formed legs. It has awakened. And then, it literally says you play as a walking lighthouse. You've got a spirited seabird.
We're on a
companion.
rock.
Stop playing more videos than I'm ready for. And just you're joining the lighthouse on a journey toward the center of an island. It could be interesting. I mean, like I said, I'm always up for something a bit different, a bit weird. But was there released at October 17th? So we got
October 17th,
a few months to wait to find out some more. Ninja Gaiden 4, another trailer. We don't need to get too deep into that. It looks pretty cool. Again, coming out and launching. October 21st. It was a pretty violent and brutal trailer, as you might expect from Ninja Gaiden.
Fucking awesome.
It looks pretty cool. Gray, I know you're a Ninja Gaiden dude. You ready for some Ninja Gaiden 4?
I'm intimidated by the difficulty.
Yeah, well, the difficulty is always going to be a challenge with these ones. But I'm sure it'll be the same again. But I mean, most when they've redone them, they've kind of made it so you can play it on a lower difficulty to be able to play it at least. Something that most games should make a note of being able to do. So hopefully they'll include that same sort of thing, so you don't just keep getting stuck on the same area where it gets super nails tough, which a lot of ninja game games tend to be, and I'm sure this one will be no different. But yeah, who doesn't love a good ninja game? Fast-paced action with a lot of dodging, and yeah.
Yeah, and again, coming to Game Pass means why the fuck not?
Yeah, everyone gets
why not?
Best deal
give it a
again.
go. Yeah. The show opened with some Outer Worlds 2. Obviously, they had a full direct afterwards, which we watched a little bit of and then moved on. But great. Again, go back to Graham. I know you're Outer Worlds. You enjoyed the first one. Looking forward to this one.
Enjoy the first one. Yeah, definitely. This one,
they said...
Yeah.
Come in October 29th. So again, we got a week in October where we're getting Ninja Gaiden, Outer Worlds, and the last one, Keeper. Yeah, so looking forward to this. Great. You played the first one. You played DLC and stuff or not?
I think I might have got. Yeah, I think I might have done the DLC as well on this one. I'm not because maybe because I reviewed it. I can't remember now. It was one of those ones that came out much later than the game, and I find it really. Games like that after you've sort of left them be for a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, love the Outer Worlds, the first one. Sort of interesting kind of story, the gameplay of kind of the RPG kind of elements, all good for me. So yeah, definitely looking forward. Out of the three, this would definitely probably be the one I'm most interested in.
Nice. Ian, any interest of you on Outer Worlds?
No, I mean it looks fun, but I never got a chance to play the first one. So maybe before this one comes out, I might get a chance. Maybe you can dabble in the first one. If it's good, I'll stay. But like I say, it has a Fallout vibe, so maybe I might enjoy it. But we'll see.
And Ross, I feel like you already played this game.
Yes, I will definitely be playing the second one. I was listening a wee bit extra of the showcase that they were doing afterwards, and some of the ways that they sort of built the classes and different perks and things like that are just plays right into the sort of hands of enjoying the RPG elements of it. So it's the artwork of it, the sort of style, humour, very much up my street. So
yeah, nice. So yeah, again, October 29th, something to look forward to towards the end of the year. Well, I'll leave this trailer playing while we talk about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, because again, I mean, it's Tony Hawk again, as we said in the live stream. The first two games I fucking loved. I played the shit out of them when I was a kid, and so when they remade them, I had a great time playing through them again. 3 and 4 I never really played so much, so this does nothing for me. But it gets coming out on July 11th. There's a demo out today. You can go play should you wish to play a demo of Tony Hawk 3 and 4. They've got some new levels, new skaters, new music, as Tony Hawk was saying in the trailer. But is anybody a 3 and 4 guy rather than a 1 and 2 guy? Probably not. I don't imagine.
I think I only played like maybe the original. That's about it. That's back in the day. But yeah.
Well, I mean, 1 and 2 were tremendous, and by all accounts, 3 and 4 were tremendous as well. I just never played them.
I think we were saying that. Like, I think there was one map that I remember from 3 or 4, and it was like the Alcatraz one. And apart from that, that's all I can really remember from my later experiences. I was very much 1 and 2 were the ones I jumped in and played the most of. So
So again, it's coming out fairly soon. Demo out now if you do wish to check it out. Speaking of demos, Ian, you'll appreciate this. No, you won't really. I bet you won't. We enjoyed Jason, obviously, great game. There's a demo on the PS5 of Cairn, which is Cairn, Cairn.
It's gotta be Cairn.
Which is I forget the developer now. It's basically the same thing as Jusant, but more in depth, like a lot of climbing. And it's great. I played the preview back on the PC ages ago, and now it's out on PS5, so I've downloaded it. But yeah, I'd recommend you go check it out. I know you haven't got your PS5 at the minute, but get Pete to download it for you ready, because I really enjoyed that game. Right, you might be more interested with this one.
Ooh.
Animo
looked awesome.
Animo. So let me bring up the trailer, and then Ross, tell me what you think about this game while I get it ready.
It looks like somebody wanted to make a Pal World type game, but then got scared of the lawsuits coming in from Nintendo and just went, fuck it, we'll tweak it slightly. But no, it looks a bit more cutesy than Pal World. There was some of the sort of, I don't know what you call them. I presume they're called animals, but that looked pretty badass. But it does look very much a sort of friend-based pocket monster, Palmon, evolutions, battle. Yeah,
There's no getting around it, is it?
Yeah.
It is Pokemon.
I'm trying in some way, shape, or form not basically fling them up the bus, but it does look very much Pokemon Pal World-esque.
But you're playing as the animals by the looks of it.
Yeah, so you kind of transform into them and stuff. So yeah, it looks quite quirky and stuff. It looks like it would be a good laugh. I think definitely something my son will enjoy as well. So maybe it's one we could play through together and stuff. But yeah, I think it's one that for me definitely pick up. Is it Game Pass, that one?
I'm waiting for the end. I can't remember. What does it say here? So, day one with Game Pass. Yes. So Xbox Series X, Xbox PC, Xbox Cloud, Xbox Play Anywhere. Play it with day one with Game Pass, and other platforms as well. But
so that animal's got an alpha chubby.
Oh yeah, we love an alpha chubby.
Can't beat a good alpha chubby.
Love all the chubby Pokemon.
So Graham, obviously that's the first time you've seen that trailer. Does that again tingle your loins?
No, that one looks quite interesting. It's better when you get to play as them. I quite like the Pokemon Ranger game, sort of like that, where you actually play as the Pokemon, do moves that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that could be quite interesting to play again with that kind of way. Hopefully they'll get sued before it comes out. So.
Yeah, well, it's just to distract Nintendo off a Power World to give them someone else to fight for a little while.
Just work together for a while.
Please,
you deal with one lawsuit.
Go sue them instead. Leave us alone.
You deal with one lawsuit, and then we'll game for a while. And then when they sue us, you make a move. We'll just alternate it.
Just constantly shifting back and forth until they win out in the end. Yeah, I mean, not for me whatsoever, but I'm happy for you all. It looks like yet another Pokemon, monster catching simulator. Hopefully they've got no Pokeballs, and they don't. Was the thing they don't use them to ride around, or whatever it was. And they can escape Nintendo's wrath. Speaking of Jusant,
no, get the ball.
Don't nod her back. With what's it called? Aphelion. So it's a third-person sci-fi action adventure from Don't Nod Again. After crash landing on a frozen, because they developed it. Jusant.
You said Life is Strange.
Life is Strange and Jusant. I mean, it literally says it on the screen here, so I'm taking their word for it. But it says after a crash landing on a frozen planet, astronaut Ariane must navigate brutal terrain and shifting realities to rescue her injured partner Thomas, who, slight spoilers for the trailer ahead, if you see at the end, looks like he's getting into some serious shit. It looks like a bit of a departure from their usual, like sci-fi sort of choose your own adventure style games. Obviously, Jusant wasn't choose your own adventure either, but
I choose not to do it.
Yeah, that was my choice of that adventure.
It's almost like a Dead Space without all the crappy microtransactions and mild horror. It looks pretty good. I'm far more interested in this than anything else that most things that come up on the show. Ross, what was you going to say?
I was going to say, we didn't think it was that type of game, to be fair. We thought it was just literally an exploration game. And then the last 5 seconds of the trailer, it was like, oh.
Yeah, so again, slight spoilers. Thomas opens the door, and you won't be able to hear it on the stream here, but it's some sort of weird pulsated light comes across his face, and the audio sounds like some monster's about to fucking eat his face. So yeah, very, very interesting. That coming to, again, day one with Game Pass, 2026. One of the more interesting games we saw this showcase. Ian, again, you love a bit of Jusant. Not so much Life is Strange, I don't think, but are you ready for this?
It looks all right. Not high on my list, but it seems like it'd be quite fun. But yeah, not too sure yet.
Poor Thomas is about to get munched on.
He's about to get something. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, interesting one. Definitely keep an eye on that one. I would like, and it's in a collaboration. Sorry, I just cut the end off of that with the European Space Agency for their 50th anniversary, by the looks of it, which is lovely. At Fate's End was, I don't even remember this trailer, if I'm perfectly honest with you, so I'm gonna put it on the screen. Ian, do you remember what this was?
What's that? What? At
Fate's End.
Did I take a note of that one? I think I did.
Was
Yes,
that the
I
one
did.
that
This
looked
is where
like
you
the
had-
side-scrolling one that I said about Dead Cells vibes?
Yeah,
Right,
and
yes.
you fight your family, and like once you do something, interact with the world, it opens up like a quest timeline. I thought it looked quite impressive, that one actually.
Yeah, I think this one that's good. Like I say, one of my favorite side-scrollings ever is Dead Cells. So this kind of does give a similar aspect to that, but not as. But yeah, I think it's got its own unique values and something I might enjoy.
Okay, so the official blurb says, Thunder Lotus proudly reveal At Fate End, action adventure game where you fight the ones you love. Wield the legendary god sword Asus as Shan. Oh my god, stop making me read random words. The deft young heiress of Hemlock Clan. Solve intricate narrative puzzles, uncover painful truths, and hone both your blade skills and knowledge to face your estranged siblings in intense emotional duels. That's enough for that. I'm not reading anymore.
Say it again 2 times fast.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this trailer did nothing for me. It looks like something I could be interested in, but I'd need to actually play it rather than watch
Trailers
this.
of it.
Great.
Is this doing anything for you? Again, you weren't with us in the showcase.
I struggle with sort of staying focused with games like these because usually they're generally quite difficult, and you have to keep putting the hours into up your skill to be able to sort of progress on them. So they commit a bit of time than I'm used to.
Yeah. Well, we'll
Was this
see
Game
more.
Pass,
So
this one?
it is play one with Game Pass. No
Yeah.
release date, I don't think.
Oh,
There's
it's Game
Quite
Pass.
2026. Okay.
Never dabble.
So yeah, Game Pass as ever. Right, the next one. While I go and refresh my beverages, Ross, tell us all about this wonderful game from Game Freak.
I can't remember which one it was. Game
So
Freak.
it's called Beast of Reincarnation. Oh, that's the right fucking.
Not
why
the
is that-
trailer you've put on.
why is that-
I
why is that not coming
I was like, this is the one you were. Like, this is the one you were telling
Alright,
me
right,
about.
let's
I
move
didn't
on.
know
There
what
we
the
go.
fuck that was.
Let's move on from that one, shall we? We'll come back to Persona 2. There we go.
That does
I don't know why that started playing instead of the one I wanted, but there we go.
Don't
Carry
fucking
on.
throw me under the fucking Jesus.
I mean, getting Planet Alone and Beast Carnation mixed up is
That's like, yeah, night and day. One of them's like really dark and like action RPG type idea. One of them's like this whimsical side scrolling running around bright colours. So it's future post apocalyptic, but it's very old fashioned in regards to like lack of technology, hence why you're still using samurai. So it's set in like 4036, I'm sure it says in the cutscene, like Japan 4036. Mixes sort of nature and mechanicals in it. It doesn't really give you much in regards to what the story is, apart from Emma the healer, the sealer, sorry, not the healer. That's what she is, the character. 4026, not 36. It seems like she's bound with saving the world from whatever has happened to save it from further extinction. But robots, samurais, I'm good. I'm liking it.
And Game Freak.
And Game Freak.
I don't even know anything else that they've done outside of Pokemon. It's
No,
just
no. That's why when we seen Game Freak, we were like, oh no, it's something that's absolutely completely different to anything they've ever done in before.
I feel like they've done something recently that was not Pokemon related, but I don't remember off the top of my head what it was.
Can't remember
Yeah,
what.
did that trailer do anything for you there, Gray?
It seemed a bit all over the place of combinations of Souls-like game or God of War style games. It's hard to know, or even sort of a little bit of Assassin's Creed with the sort of the Japanese style kind of fighting like that. But I mean, yeah, hard to know what it's about. It looks interesting enough.
So what IGN say is coming to Game Pass. It was shown at the game showcase with action RPG gameplay reminiscent of the likes of Black Myth Wukong, is what they've said.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Doesn't say it's a Souls-like. Did it? Did it say it was
Which is
Souls?
good.
Yeah, there's no mention of it in the official write-up here. It just says an action RPG set in the post-apocalyptic Japan. The world has become consumed by corruption and overtaken by formidable beasts. So got to catch
The
them,
Monster Hunter.
catch them beasts. Yeah, I was going to say Monster Hunter. I think is more of an inspiration than necessarily Pokemon or Souls like or stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, again, day one with Game Pass, play anywhere. Why the hell not? Eh? We can give it a go when it comes out next year. Next one, I think you might be more interested in this one, Gray. It's a game called The Blood of Dawnwalker, which is. Let me just start the L trailer.
Blade, but not Blade.
Blade, but not Blade. So it's basically vampires in the sort of a medieval setting, and they kill humans. They sort of raise them as sort of a food source. But this particular protagonist, they've tried to convert to be a vampire, I guess. And as with Blade, it's gone horribly wrong, and he's now going out to kill them all. It looks interesting. It looks a bit more action focused than perhaps you might expect. But I don't know. I'm not a big vampire guy. You, Gray, any interest in what I just said there?
Potentially. Yeah, it's got some horror vibes to it. It looks kind of Resident Evil in the kind of the character models and stuff, but it all depends how the game plays. Because from the trailer, it's not giving too much away. It's very story driven at the moment, which is fine. It seems to be there's going to be a hell of a lot of combat, but how is the combat? That'll be a bigger selling point for me.
Yeah, I think they do show some in a moment.
Hours, but
yeah,
this is one game that gives me zero fucks to play.
Yeah, I mean, it is from Bandai Namco, who obviously published a lot of the Souls games. So
okay.
It could be a Souls style game. I mean, they don't mention it here, but it looks like it's got a bit more action to it than the slow, repetitive. I must survive type thing. But yeah, it's coming again, not Game Pass, but Xbox Play Anywhere in 2026. From Game Pass, PC, Xbox, PC, and I imagine PS5 and Switch 2 and stuff like that as well. They opened the show with Chronos: The New Dawn. The first game other than the Outer Worlds they showed, I believe. Was that right? Maybe I'm misremembering. Chronos: The New Dawn, a horror game from Bloober team. I'm still half not sure on whether they're actually going to be, whether they're going to pull it out. Ross, you seemed a bit higher than this to me.
25, that is.
Okay, thank you.
I was happy with two games that I know of recently, certainly that Bloober have done with the Medium and then obviously a Silent Hill remake. They didn't miss the mark with those two. So, like you say during the show, have they got the ability to hit two back-to-back out the park? But I think we said on the show as well, horror, but more Dead Space than it is like a Silent Hill type game.
Definitely Dead Space vibes in this one.
Very actiony, but very sort of things moving all around you. You have to react to them when they appear. Yeah. Still maintaining sort of the dark psychological horror things as well, like you're seeing, like the nursery where a person's sprawled in the wall. So it'll certainly be one I'll give a go, just because it's my type of game. But as you say, whether or not it's up to the mark, we shall have to wait and see.
Indeed. Ian, you're a Dead Space guy, even though you don't like horror. This do anything for you?
I mean, it'd be good for a stream for everyone to laugh at.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'll be petrified playing this game. So yeah.
I'll sit there and hold your hand if you want again.
On my penis,
if it comes to it. Pardon? Sorry? Huh? What? Yeah. So coming out at some point in. Let me have a look at the fucking information again. I missed the date. I think it's the end of this year. I'm very definitely interested in playing it. It's not Game Pass, but it's Xbox Play Anywhere, which is everything they showed today. You can play anywhere, which is a nice touch again for the handheld. Graham, Xbox Play Anywhere might tempt you. A little game known as Final Fantasy VII Remake, integrated or whatever they call it. It's finally coming, and also Final Fantasy 16 which is the more recent sort of
Okay.
newer entry. So not Final Fantasy 7. What was it? Rebirth? The second one?
Rebirth. No, but
Um,
yeah, Rebirth is the second one.
Yeah, so you got Remake Integrate coming to consoles soon, and Final Fantasy 16 is out today, Gray. Are you excited about that?
Not so much about the newer ones. They really killed me after 13's kind of sluggishness. It's going to take a lot, and then the stupid lads one in the car taking photos.
Hey, the Stag Do one was awesome.
Ugh, yeah.
Stag
So
Do. I don't think it was a Stag Do. Was it a Stag Do? I can't remember what it was.
Well, supposedly 16 is actually very, very good. I haven't played it obviously because it's not my cup of tea, but it's not a lads on tour type one. It's more of a actual proper fantasy RPG, as you can see from the trailer. What we're watching right now. It's also got Verso in it from Claire Obscure Expedition 3, so gets my vote. But yeah, so again, that's out today. Not Game Pass, but finally on Xbox. And then 7 Remake is coming. Was it later this year?
Yes, later this year.
I missed the date. Yeah. So, Ian, you obviously bought PS5 to play Final Fantasy 7 and Remake and Rebirth and Final Fantasy 16. Are you regretting that decision now?
No, because I don't love my PlayStation 5, but it was worth it at the time. I had the spare cash and I wanted to play Rebirth at the time when it came out, and I have no regrets. I knew it was eventually going to come to console. I never get a chance to pick up 16, but now it's come to Xbox and Masters pick up now. So definitely one I'll be buying imminently to play. Maybe I'll buy it once if I can find a cheaper code online. Now it's out. Maybe there'll be codes online that become quite cheaper than the 50 quid they're charging on the store. But yeah, for me, definitely I want to pick this up because I think 16's got really good praise. And I was surprised I'm one of the few people. I think Pete did, but I really enjoyed 15, and I did when I was back in my heyday. Got all the achievements in 15 because I really, really enjoyed it. I even stuffed all the fishing. So for me, I've always enjoyed the Final Fantasy games, other than the online ones. So I think 16 would be one I definitely be picking up. Like literally, I think probably if I can find a cheaper code in later in the week, maybe after I get back from Holland, finish Assassin's Creed, and then maybe definitely I think the next game I'm going to be diving into is 16. So for me, it's a no-brainer. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm so happy they Shadow dropped this.
Happy days. And Ross, any Final Fantasy love on your end?
Good chat, was.
We can't hear you.
I missed the original, not the original, sorry, but I missed that. So, like, 10 was roughly when I got introduced to Final Fantasy.
Ha, ha, ha,
10's probably the
ha.
best one to start with if you've just been introduced.
Well, I'll go better for you there. So 10 was where I got introduced, but then X2 came out, and I thought, oh, fantastic. One that I can jump in and play. Well, I know that now. But I thought, right, 10's just there. I'll jump in, I'll see what X2 is like. So obviously, that soured my experience of Final Fantasy. And then I thought, right, we'll get a buy, and I'll play the Stag Do. And it just seemed to drag.
I know what you mean.
I enjoyed the story, and I enjoyed like the encounters where like you're just driving along and there's fucking beasts fighting up on the motorway and shit like that. I enjoyed that. But I think because I've missed out on so much of the Final Fantasy universe that I know the stories don't all connect. But for example, like, in that video just there was like Ifrit and Bayonet.
All summons stay the same.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So like with shit like that, I was clueless to all of that, and that's been like through all the games and what they are and the symbolicism behind them. And I would love to be able to go back and like experience them properly. So like 7, I know is very well high praised. My mate says 8's one of his, if not one of his favourite RPGs of all time.
Same with Special Guest Pete.
I'm a special game.
I think
2 was his favourite.
Yeah, so I would love to have experienced all of them, but I just never got into them when I was younger. And obviously now, because the graphic style and what they are is completely different than sort of modern day, I just find it hard to go back and play that sort of game. So with 7 at least getting this huge fucking changeover. I would like to get in and try that, but again, it was PS5, and I was always loath to because it was one of these things that was always full price. I would be more inclined now if it's coming to Xbox to try and pick up a code like Ian and play it via the Xbox.
So
I think like I say, I'll give it a go. Like I say, I haven't looked into 16. I know but I know it's got such high praise, and so I think let's give this a go. Like I said, I've always wanted to. It was one of the next games I'm going to pick up and play on the PS5, but just never got around to it. So now it's coming in. Why not?
nice. I must admit, after playing Expedition 33, I'm far more interested in checking out a Final Fantasy.
Well, I think
I
that's where I'm at
tried
now
10,
as well.
I didn't like it. I tried 13, I didn't like it. I tried 7, I didn't like it. And I quite like the look of 12, but I never got to start it before it left Game Pass. But this one, I've got too much to play as it is, but why not add one more to the parlay?
Well, that's kind of where I am when I was talking about. I can't remember if it was before we started actually doing the show or during the show, but I've downloaded that Metaphor Reef Fantasio. Is that what you're saying it was called?
Just come to Game Pass, yeah.
Simply because the art style looks cool, how it changes different types of art style is really awesome.
Yeah.
And then, but I was like, oh, turn-based combat. Blah, 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 blah. So I was like, no, I've fucking loved Expedition 33. I've heard nothing but good things about this game. So let's just get on with it and see how I enjoy it. So
That's why they have to update us next week. Yeah, that can take up your Football Manager slot of the show. Right, I'm going to use the next one as a toilet break because I really need a piss. Highland Life 2. Ian, Ross, you were way higher than I hated that game. So tell me what are your opinions, and I'm going to move.
I mean, Ross loved it way more than me. I mean, it does look fun. It had a fun game. I never really got far in it enough to kind of give it my, I guess, all praise. But I know, Ross, you completed it, didn't you?
I just loved it. I love Rick and Morty. So it was always going to be sort of on to a winner for me, regardless of how it played, because the comedy elements were still going to be there, the voices, the humor style. But then when I started playing it, obviously with the different like weapons you can pick up and stuff like that, just the fucking mentalness of the actual campaign, fucking invasions and stuff like that. I thought it was a great experience, like great game for Rick and Morty fans, but it was also a good game for just funny and a good shooter.
Yeah.
But apparently I was the only one that seemed to think that on the show.
I mean, like I say, it was all right, but like I say, I mean, I'm not sure how high up on it I will actually get to play it, but I appreciate that it's coming out, and like I say, it's getting a second one, so clearly it did enough to get a second one.
Yeah. And it's Game Pass as well, so that's a win as well.
Definitely. I'm not sure what the next trailer is now, so Ross, can you take some puggles?
Puggles!
Great.
Although the next game coming up did look really impressive. We are now YouTube partners, so if you would like to show support for the show, you can do so starting at 99p per month, which will give you access to our After Dark shows, custom emojis, and more. You can also find the show on Apple and Spotify podcasts. Any feedback is greatly appreciated. We also have an affiliate link with people over at CD Keys, so if you're looking to pick up the latest games at the best prices, you can also help the show in that way. As you'll notice at the bottom of the screen, we have our handles for all major social networking sites. If you want to challenge the hosts at guessthe.game, join us over in Discord and see how you stack up. And last but by no means least, for the very best gaming apparel, jump over to Insert Coin Clothing and use promo code ICXBT24 for 10% off orders over £50. And back to you, Jay. Even though he's not here, and he's going to be raging. He's going to be raging to miss the puggles as well. He is not impressed.
No, I've got a clue.
I think the next one
should make you even more raged.
What?
Jay, Gray, what's your best pull?
Luckily, as I was away, I only managed to dabble briefly, but I did get one of the latest ones. Her name's Pazur. She's like the female Polish striker. She's one of the newer, latest, what they call promotion ones. I haven't got anyone else since, but she seems to be the only one I managed to get.
Yeah, because what they're doing now towards the end of the season, because obviously
They just throw
Stranding
everything
happened.
out there. They sort of the team of the season ones, but they just throw out all the team of the seasons, and then it comes to a point where they just go mental and just put all of the special cards into the packs, and like every single pack opening ends up being not obviously the best ones, but just all over the place.
Oh, okay.
Because I think the new promotion's Shapeshifters, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean they I think they've had a spill of that once before, but they've put it back. There's a new set of sort of shapeshifters, but at the highest level.
The pageant that you got, was it the Team of the Seasons or the Dream Chasers?
It was the team of the season one. I think it was 94 overrated. I think
God, what's your team now
96.
score wise?
96. It could be 96 one. You're right.
Your team must
But,
be like ridiculous now, surely.
Well, yeah, I mean it's hard to get an improvement on it other than getting some of the sort of extremely rarest kind of ones. But because I haven't played it for like a couple of weeks, they've stuck me in like Division 7, which I found outrageous. So I've just been whipping everyone.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you're losing and you're not. No, don't.
No, I've only finished one game out of 6 because everyone quits out after I go about 3 goals up.
Fair enough. You still get the win though, don't you?
Yeah. They've even modified that bit now. So even if you get to like past the halfway mark, they can't even quit out. Usually, like if you got to like you're winning 2-1 and they get level, you could just quit out and no one gets the win. But once it's past the halfway mark, if they draw level and they quit, you still get the win because they quit out. So that they kind of tried to stop people doing it.
Oh, that's good at least.
Because people try to do it like they don't want to lose, so they'll get the equalizer and then quit out just so the other person doesn't get the win, just to be a dickhead. But they tried to curtail that one. But yeah, that's the one. I mean, it's not the greatest kind of card, but at least it's a pull in the latest kind of series.
See, now I've obviously just rejoined, and
Yeah.
I see that Thunderstruck. So
you didn't miss it as much as you thought, Ian. It's not there yet. Once the whole promotions get thrown into the pack, there's a chance I might get someone. Not the Kaka because it doesn't exist, but I might get a Thunderstruck card.
Well, you fucking
Thunderstruck
better
or
do.
bust for next week.
Damn right. Just I don't care how much it costs, Gray. Just throw money at it.
Just for a Thunderstruck
Only
or
if it exists.
that doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly. From enough money to EA so they will create the Thunderstruck Kaka just for me.
Thanks, Jay.
Just to create a new one.
Yeah, totally. Okay, well, thank you very much for your best pull this week. Apologies for the interruption. Are we ready to get back to the showcase?
You did miss the pluggles.
Oh, I love a good pluggle. I had a little tingly feeling upstairs. I thought, maybe I'm missing the. Maybe I'm missing So, let's. Oh, fucking hell! I've pressed the wrong button there. Let's go back to what we got. And Ian, you seemed keen on this one. The Invincible 3-on-3 fighter game.
I would say keen wasn't the word. It looked fun until it was.
Yeah, I was going like this when I first seen it.
True. It looked like an open sort of a 3D action adventure, and then it's like, oh no.
And then I seen it was a beat 'em up, and I went,
yeah, man,
fucking off a cliff.
But yeah,
Invincible,
it looks pretty cool. It looks like Dragon Ball Fighter Z, but for Invincible with the same sort of stuttery animation style reminiscent of the comics, and some tremendous fucking action and combat. And I mean, it's a lot more it's a lot more violent than Dragon Ball Fighter Z, certainly. Gray, have you watched Invincible?
Yeah, I'm up to date with it.
Yeah, so I was saying to the guys, it's something I really want to watch, but I just for whatever reason just never got around to it. So as soon as you watch it, then are you interested in this? Then
you said beat on Pin. What is it like?
Like
it's like Fighter Z, so it's teams of 3 against each other.
I struggle with those kind of games. Really, they're not the most. They're fun for a bit. they wear thin quite quickly.
Especially if you go online, then you're like, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, you can get your spammers and all kinds of cheese going online. So, like I said, there are no guts to them. It's just either a mash fest or you just play against. You can easily find your limit of someone that's better than you quite quickly when playing online on these ones. You have to watch like the Street Fighter tournaments. So, I can't do those kind of levels of people just spamming, juggling your ass in the air.
Yeah.
No, love the Invincible series, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of these kind of style games anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was the same. As soon as like looked like, oh, this looks fun, and then it went 3-3 fighting. Like, yeah, I'm out. Not me.
Yeah,
So
moot.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, again, it's
There's a place in the market for it, but like I said,
Oh no, yeah, it would definitely be something I'm sure a lot of people will play, but for us, not so much. Not so
Yeah.
much. But the next one on the list, again, not this isn't in the right order of what they showed on the actual showcase itself, but Mudang Two Hearts, which
Now, this shit looked good.
like a Korean sort of horror stealth survival game. I mean, I was fucking blown away by this, quite frankly. It looks right up my street. Let me just read the official blurb here. So it says it's a third-person tactical action adventure set on the Korean peninsula after reunification. It blends stealth, close quarters combat, and emotionally driven storytelling into a seamless cinematic experience.
you said the key word that Gray threw up in his mouth. Stealth.
It blends stealth.
Yeah. I stopped listening as soon as he said stealth.
Yeah, so we get to experience the story through two distinct perspectives. Ji Jeong-tae, apologies for the pronunciation, a North Korean special forces operative, and Gavi, a K-pop idol. Graham, I dare you to tell me which one the trailer carries on. Who pass holds a dangerous secret. A new wave of terrorist attacks fractures the fragile illusion of peace, and the two become entangled with an enigmatic militant group known as, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that, it's some sort of random word. But it looks like a tremendous, like, obviously you're playing, there's this guy, Ji Jeong-tae, who is more tactical, more military style, and then you've got the K-pop idol, who is more stealthy, who sneaks around and pushes over bookshelves. And yeah, I was impressed by this trailer quite a lot. It looks like my cup of tea. Ian, looks like your cup of tea as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, even if it's like got the horrorness, it's still kind of got the fun stealth aspects, and I like the fact that you got intertwining stories with two different characters as well. So it kind of gives you two different perspectives for a game. So yeah, for me, yeah, looks like it's one I'll probably get probably day one. Yeah.
Damn right. Ross, anything for you?
All in on this.
Yeah,
looks fucking incredible. Like you say, stealth, close quarters, the sort of army side of it, the horror side of it, then reading up a bit more on it on our studio's website, and then you sort of find out what both sort of people bring to the game. And then like Gavi's is more of a investigative style gaming that you get from her. So every one of them are just tick, tick, tick for me.
Yes, I look forward to playing that very, very soon. Well,
also looks like it's a comic book series.
Is it?
Well, based on their website, if you scroll to the very bottom, it's all sort of squares directly lifted out of a comic.
Okay. Yeah, I did not know.
Might be worth something to look into before it comes out next year then. But yeah, very impressed with that trailer. Right on my street. Who doesn't love a K-pop idol who can fucking fight zombies, eh?
Yeah.
The next one on the list here they've got is Persona 4 Revival. I'm not even going to bother playing the trailer. Anyone interested in Persona? Graham, I feel like you're the only one here who's probably even remotely interested in playing Persona 4.
I tried. I couldn't get into it. I did try. I maybe went in too late for the Persona series, but yeah, no, it's quite a lot to take in, and the story, unless when you dive in, sort of, it's like you're missing a massive chunk of lore before you go into it. So you have no idea what the hell is going on. There's no sort of introducing you into it. I mean, they may have done it on this one. Who knows? But the gameplay.
Well,
seems
it's a remake of 4.
Just...
So yeah, it's if you haven't played probably the first 3, I imagine you're already at a loss. But I know a lot of people were quite excited that this would be coming because it was one of the ones leaked beforehand. But yeah, not for me. But day one with Game Pass means you could at least give it a go and see if it's.
I'll give it another go. I'll put it back in there. I did try it last time, like I said, but the story just completely threw me off. I was like, I have no idea what's going on here. The combat seemed all right, but it's just getting so lost quite quickly.
Yeah. So that's coming soon. We also back to the trailer accidentally put up earlier on. Planet of Lana 2. I fucking love the first Planet Lana. I thought it's tremendous. It's like a inside/limbo style game, but with a lot of color to it. So yes, 2D side scrolling action, sort of relatively simple, but still quite clever puzzles and real sort of tight action where if you're being chased by something, you literally just escape by the skin of your teeth, and that's like by design. The idea is to give you that sense of tension without necessarily putting you in actual danger. I really enjoyed the first game, and it's coming next year, day one with Game Pass again. I'm quite excited to play this. It will be on my playlist. Ian, Ross, Graham, anyone played the first one? I don't think you did, from what I remember.
No, I haven't played this one at all. So for me, I just don't think I will ever. I don't think I'll be picking this up at all. Like, it looks good, but I just haven't. Again, there's so many. I wouldn't say better games out there, but just I think for me, needs something for me to go. Oh yeah, definitely. But for now,
ones that I'm more interested in.
No
offense to the game at all. It looks good.
Yeah,
I know
it is a very good game. I think you'd probably enjoy it, especially like I said, if you like Inside or Limbo, stuff like that. You'd be up for this. But very excited to see a sequel to that come in, which I did not expect anytime soon. And then we got one which caught us all off guard, I think, actually. Let me just pause it while I swap over to the right trailer here. So this was Resonance, Plague Tale Legacy. And as we spoke about in the live stream, I fucking love the Plague Tale series. The first Plague Tale and Plague Tale Requiem. Really enjoyed them game, and this is a new game from Asobo and Focus Entertainment, set 15 years before the events of the last game, which is the sequel Plague Tale Requiem. So I don't know why you wouldn't just say 10 years before Plague Tale Innocence, but okay. So again, the blurb here says a new action adventure approach. You're invited to dive into Sophia's past and journey with her to the Minotaur's Island. Outsmart deadly foes, unravel ancient secrets, and confront the creature at the heart of a devastating curse. I'm sort of torn on it being a prequel, and a bit more action focused, whereas Plague Tale kind of quite stealth heavy, wasn't it?
Pure stealth, it wasn't.
But again, it sort of leads more, also it lends more detail into the story of the macula, as it says here, or the plague itself, the rats and shit going on. Ian, you sound like you're as interested as I am.
Yeah, I think it looks like one that has fun, but then I probably want to see some more gameplay, because if it's pure action, and then it might be like, oh, that's very different to what I'm used to in the Plague Tale series. But if it's got some stuff aspects, then count me in.
Yeah. And Ross, I forget what you said about Plague Tale, if you played it or not.
So I'm on the flip side of Ian there. I enjoyed the Plague Tale games, but I say it was very much a stealth. Having the ability to have a bit more combat and action in it, if it nicely balances them out, that'd be sort of ideal for me. So I would like more action. Ian would like a bit more stealth. So if we can both sort of meet in the middle, very much interested in it.
I'm with Ian, because obviously I love the stealth stuff, but I also really love just the general vibe and the lore of the Plague Tale games. So getting more, even if it is more action heavy, I'm there. And it's day one with Game Pass again, so got no reason not to play it. Graham, I assume you haven't played Plague Tale because it's stealth, but does this a more action focused version sound any good to you?
No, I mean, graphically and story-wise, the game looks interesting, but it just kept muting my speakers when you kept saying stealth, and just went like white noise.
Just static. I can't. You're breaking up.
You're breaking up. What's that? What?
Stealth, white noise. Yeah, too much stealth, too much hiding.
Well, I'm looking forward to playing that and getting you to play it in 2026 at some point. So, a game you might be more interested in though is solo leveling. Arise Overdrive, which is a fucking tremendous name. Ian, you sound like right. Ian and Ross, both of you sound like you've heard of this. Graham, have you heard of solo leveling before?
No.
Good. It's not just me then. Ian, tell me all about it.
Yeah, well, solo level, it's an anime from God. How long has it been out for now? Good few years. Got Anime of the Year last year, so it's about time they made a game from it. So yeah, it looks quite, like I say, different, and there's a lot of ore farming. So for me, it looks quite fun. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what they do with it all and how it actually portrays. But again, with the 4-player co-op aspects, that's going to be the more interesting side of things, I think.
That was where I was sort of leaning as well. With as much as it looks fucking awesome, the fact that it was 4-player co-op was like, ooh.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah, because I imagine it'd be like lots of boss battles and stuff, which you have to work
Yeah.
together for, and like you probably need one who's be constantly healing while others go crazy.
Well, that's against the solo part of the title, but also it's not Game Pass, so no Project Game Pass for you lot, I'm afraid. But it comes out on PC fall 2025, and the Series X and S and cloud versions are 2026. Yeah, I mean, it literally does nothing for me, but maybe I'll try and check out the anime at some point, and maybe I'll be more interested in it.
It's a bit of a mouthful of a title.
It's a very, very Japanese anime title.
You could have
Solo
just
leveling
left it.
Arise Overdrive. Why not?
You could have left at either the two of them. Solo leveling Arise, solo leveling Overdrive.
Yeah.
Leave it. Don't feel you had to squeeze both in.
Yeah, it's just how many words can we fit into this title here? Yeah. Next one on the list I've got here is Super Meat Boy 3D, which I mean, I was slightly less keen, I think, than some of you guys because I think the 2D version of Super Meat Boy is already one of the most perfect 2D games ever made. So adding it to 3D is going to make it any better. I'm not convinced. Gray, have you played Super Meat Boy?
Yeah, I did.
Well, we played the competition at EGX, didn't we? Or the Res, sorry.
I did.
I fucking love that game. Yeah, so it's like a full 3D version as you watch it on the trailer now if you watch it on YouTube. I'm not convinced it will work as well as the 2D version because again it was such tight platforming, and
I reckon there's going to be so much people doing cheese methods where like go under the world or go over, and it's like, oh, okay, you can skip the whole section.
It's not even that. I just don't think this style of game works well in 3D because the whole point of the 2D-ness is you've got very definitive left, right, up and down. And any mistakes you made in Super Meat Boy were yours. It wasn't because the game was tricky to play or anything like that. Well, it was tricky, but it wasn't cheap. It was because you fucked up. Whereas I feel like the 3D one's going to introduce a lot more possibility of being like, well, I couldn't see the angle of the jump right, or I couldn't get the distance right, or stuff like that. And I'm just not convinced that a 3D version is going to be anywhere near as good as a 2D version. But it is day one with Game Pass coming next year. Ross, you've been quiet. Any interest in Super
any of them.
I would highly recommend a 2D version.
Don't like jumpy games. I did say I liked how visceral it was, like the decapitations, the lasers, everything like that looked really fucking cool. But jumpy over obstacles.
But again, the 2D version is very visceral as well because every time you die, it leaves like a blood smear on the ground, and that's sort of how you judge where you went wrong, and then you can try and fix it on the next attempt. Whereas this one is, I mean, he gets cut in half. It's very entertaining, but at the same time, it doesn't really serve the same purpose. I'm not sure. I'll play it definitely. Again, day one with Game Pass. Why wouldn't I? But I feel like they might have missed a beat with making it in 3D. Next one, No Ghosts at the Grand. This one looked like a bit more of a.
That.
Yeah, but the weirdness. I sort of half paid attention to the trailer until it was nearly over. So let me just pop it up quickly and read the blurb. So we got inherit a crumbling English hotel and restore it by day while battling ghosts by night. There are no ghosts at the Grand. You got a sardonic cat, a talking power tool, and a twisting supernatural plot. So you have exactly. Now this. Reading this ahead of time, very Pikmin-like. You have exactly 30 days and 30 nights to restore the crumbling hotel and explore the surrounding seaside village for eerie supernatural secrets. That immediately piques my interest because Pikmin the first one had a time limit of 30 days. And and that's literally the only comparison I have, and that means I'm even more in. Ross, carry on. You were saying something?
Just saying. So when we were first watching it, when you had nipped off, it's like it started off as like hotel renovation sim.
Yeah, like a house flipper kind of thing.
Yeah, house flipper type idea where you just went around doing places up and making them look on edge of China. And then like it turns around and says, "You didn't suspect a thing. I'm in." And next thing you know, the guy's opening fucking portals. And you're like,
Yeah, where the fuck is this coming from? Yeah.
what?
He's like
And
bringing
then-
pork down and stuff. Like, what the
Then it all started like singing characters and what the fuck? I thought we were just activating a nice hotel and making it profitable again. Before you know it, it's fucking planets are fucking building themselves. There's strange creatures running around. It's just so I don't actually know what to make of it apart from they're singing and you've got apparently 30 days and 30 nights to fix it.
Yes, I am all in on the time limited survival type games like this. Graham, is there anything for you looking at it? Probably not looking at that perplexed face and feels.
Yeah, that's how I was.
I don't know what the
when it
hell is
got-
Yeah, it just fucking moved so many different directions.
I mean, it looks interesting, just very, very bizarre.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's one of those ones where like, oh, this looks fun to start. It could be quite a good laugh, getting gimmicky, and then it went total 180. Like, okay, it'd be different than what I actually thought.
It's like you need someone to go through it first and saying, is it that worth it? Is that journey worth it?
Oh, cheers for nominating, Craig.
But I wouldn't mind giving it a throw. You never know. As I said, it could be good or it could be bizarre and terrible. You just never know until someone's
Exactly.
experienced it.
Yes. So that is that's not Game Pass, but it is coming the Xbox Play Anywhere. Sorry, my mistake. It is Game Pass, sorry, day one. So I'll absolutely be playing that
we could all
and checking it out whenever it releases at some point in the very near future indeed. And that was the last of the major games. They did some DLC updates, which I'm not going to put their trailers up for, but Age of Mythology Retold Heavenly Spear brings the Japanese pantheon at the end of the year. Elder Scrolls Online showed us the return of the Worm Cult. It's a massive server-wide event, which kicks off at the end of July. 18th of June, so in a week or so. Fallout 76 spent way too long showing off fishing. Ian, are you excited about fishing in Fallout 76? The DLC is called
I'm gonna
Gone
comment on it.
Fishing.
I'm never going to comment on it.
Do it justice here. It's not just about fishing. You actually get to build your own little sort of fishing sanctuary.
You do, and build a sort of vegetable farm and stuff like that. And I mean, they spent way too long on this.
Yes, it did.
This could have been like a 30-second sizzle reel where they went, "Oh, fishing's down in Fallout 76," but no, they spent fucking minutes and minutes and minutes on this.
Especially, like I said, the very start of the show when they were doing the countdown, it was literally just the Fallout screen, all of them standing on like boats and things like that, just fishing away.
Yeah.
So we got 30 minutes of just seeing the Fallout characters standing there fishing. Then we got even fucking more of it during the show. You could have literally just highlighted back to say,
Definitely, we did not need that to pad out the time. Indiana Jones, The Great Circle, The Order of Giants DLC comes out September 4th. Looking forward to that. I loved Indiana Jones and The Great Circle. Sea of Thieves Season 17, which is incredible. The Smuggler's Tide. Again, they've added more stuff. Are we going to play Sea of Thieves? No, but they've added some more stuff if you do play Sea of Thieves, which a lot of people do, clearly. And that was it, really. The only other thing that they really teased was the fact that next year we're going to get Fable. We're going to get, let me just find up, where's my quote I got from Louis Spence earlier on. Let me just search that very quickly.
It's looking slim these days.
He is looking silly. No fucking jacket this year, but he had a good sort of bit of blabber to go on with. So he said that 2026 Xbox players will celebrate a quarter century of Xbox with a new Fable, the next Forza, which Ross, I feel like you're going to be more excited about. Which that's like a
Is
like
it
a shadow
Horizon now or not?
It's like a shadow announcement because obviously the Forza just come out. Like you said, Ian, I'm assuming it's going to be a Horizon, Gears of War E-Day, and this is the big one, the return of a classic that's been with us since the beginning, but he didn't say any more than that. So I'm assuming that's Halo, either the
Can
next
only be
Halo, or
Halo,
a
really?
remake of the original one that's been rumored for a long time.
Tetris.
But there was no
Or how
firmer
about
information
Halo
than that.
Combat Masters on Unreal 5?
Yeah, so yeah, well, the rumor at the minute is they're remaking Halo Combat Evolve yet again, but with obviously the Upsoft, I guess it would be Unreal Engine technology and stuff. But yeah, just casually dropping the next Forza's coming out next year is a bit random, I guess, because there's been no hint at a new Forza until now. But the fact that Fable's coming out next year and Gears of War ED next year.
Well, they are fucking playground games, aren't they? If they're getting Fable and another Forza
Yeah,
coming
Fable
in
next Forza. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Unless, of course, it is Turn 10 coming back again, but that would be a bit weird if that was the case. But no mention of Perfect Dark. So does that mean we're not getting it next year?
Or is it still
State of
popping this
Decay
year?
3 as well. That got no mention.
Oh, State of Decay 3, indeed. A lot of people expected to see that at this showcase, and not a word was mentioned of State of Decay, which is a shame because I would like to play, or would like to get into a proper State of Decay from the ground up rather than jump into State of Decay 2 10 years too late. So overall, Russ, I'm going to go to you first. Overall impressions of the showcase, from games they showed to the pace of it to the length of it, etc., etc. What do you think?
4.5.
Out of 10?
Yep.
Good. Okay. Explain. Carry on.
No big hitters. Spending too much time on shit they didn't need to spend time on. Not giving us any information on the handheld other than it's coming, which we all knew it was coming, and yeah, we've got to see it now, and yeah, it looks all very, very nice and pretty, but that was it. The games that got shown out of what is it, 16 games, 18 games got shown?
Roughly, yeah.
4 tickled me. And I know everybody's game tastes are different, but I can probably say, Jay, you probably had 5 or 6 was interest to you. Ian, 5 or 6 was interest to you. So even though different styles, the styles that they showed just weren't even that impressive, apart from a handful. It's certainly, from my recent memory, the weakest game showcase that I remember.
It's definitely a lot weaker than it has been in recent years.
Yeah.
Because they've had things like Fable and Perfect Dark and stuff to sort of just drop in there. Whereas, again, there was a good amount of games that were revealed this evening, that caught my eye. But equally, there was a lot that was like, this could have been an email, or it could have been
an email. Yeah.
A press release from someone on Eurogamer or something.
Or on XboxTavern.com.
Or on XboxTavern.com. Ian, thoughts on the showcase overall? Score out of 10?
I was about to say 5 out of 7, but I won't do that trick.
Perfect. Fucking perfect.
No, it was nowhere near perfect. Yeah, probably like a 6. Quite critical, yeah, 6. It was bang average. Like it was not. There was a few good games. Don't get me wrong. A few ones like, oh, that piqued my interest. Happy with obviously Final Fantasy 16 coming out straight away, so that's one thing I'm happy about. But yeah, it wasn't anything that really like went, oh my god, this is amazing, blew me out of the wall, I can't wait. Oh, getting all giddy. So yeah, for me, it just literally was a bang average show, and that's why 6 is a fair assumption.
Yeah, I think I'd join you with a 6 just because of the handheld. It held up.
Yeah, that's the main thing,
yeah. Again, we didn't get the price, we didn't get date, etc. But showing it off and showing that it's more than just an Xbox handheld. You know, you can play Steam, Epic Games, Battle.net, etc. on it. It's far more interesting. But again, we need to know how much it's going to cost, because if it's too much, then
it's irrelevant how funky it is.
Yeah, you could fucking give it all the bells and whistles you like, but I'm not buying it. Great, obviously you didn't watch it, but what we've sort of recapped here briefly, any sort of positives or negatives you want to shout out?
Yeah, seeing a handheld was pretty awesome. And there were a couple of games that sort of piqued your interest out there. I see what you mean about the lack of big hitters, other than the new Blops, I guess, was probably the biggest one on there, as you said. But at least they're sort of giving you a taste of some things that are to come. Seeing some things were at least weren't known, so it's good to get some new stuff out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's giving you a taste of different things that are coming your way, big and small, and the unusual. So yeah, I'd say middling. It's not massive, but there's some stuff out there that piques a lot of interest. Yes, the juice is flowing, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, overall, I think this whole Summer Game Fest has been fairly the same vibe, like fairly mid. Like the actual Summer Game Fest on Friday was relatively middle of the road. There was a few decent things in there, but
Well, that's not just fair. I think what got shown there, Requiem, obviously the big one.
I'm literally, I watched it and I mean, yeah, Resident Evil 9 made me fucking jizz in my pants. I don't know how many times, but
Mortal Shell looked awesome.
Mortal Shell, it looked awesome, but I know what Mortal Shell is, and I don't like Mortal Shell. So
Yeah,
the trailer was fucking incredible, but I'm not going to play it. Yeah, I mean the cocktease of Capcom, like you said, of showing off. Yeah, just please wait a little bit longer for Resident Evil news, and then showing off Resident Evil 9 at the end. That trailer was not. It didn't obviously show the gameplay, but the fact that they've announced it's coming out next February, and they showed off like the general gist of it. Yeah, I mean, you know me. I'm in day one. I'll be there fucking.
For me, it has to be, like I say, for me, more Hitman news, like I say, the
Yeah.
co-op is going to be fun, and 007 just looks fantastic for me.
007 looks incredible.
That for me, I said before in the previous show, that will be my wish for this, we'll call it game trailer fest E3 mini.
Yeah.
Summer Games Fest.
So I got my wish. So for me, yeah, that news was just incredible. So
Going back to the Friday show, Game of Thrones, War of Westeros, an RTS game, up my street because it's 1 RTS and 2 Game of Thrones. The Cube looked awesome in regards to the concept of it. Is the constantly changing world, but it's a MMORPG. So MMORPG FPS.
See, now I thought it was a fucking battle royale. I didn't realize it was the MMORPG.
Yeah. So it's from the Atomic universe, so Atomic Hearts universe. But it looked really cool in regards to like everything changing and moving and stuff like that. So you could be like running straight next minute, and all of a sudden you're running up the side of a fucking cube to get to the top and things like that.
Yeah,
that looked cool. But again, then the game style fucked it. Onimusha, Way of the Sword coming out. Killer Inn was another one that looked cool as fuck. So it was like, how would you describe it? Clue mixed with Among Us, mixed with like shooter. It's basically
which one was this one? Sorry, what was it called?
Killer Inn. So it's basically there's the sheep and the wolves, and like the sheep have to survive the full night, the wolves have to kill everybody, and you need to work out who's who. So there was like a murder mystery aspect, killer like shoot 'em type idea, but it's like 24-player online game, like co-op. So it was cool as fuck, but I just interesting to see how it played. Dune Awakening, that looked fucking incredible.
See, I've been speaking to one of the guys at Loot Level Chill on another video game website, and he's very, very excited for that. I literally couldn't give less of a shit. I'm not interested in the slightest, but I'm happy for you.
So the early release was this year for the Deluxe and Ultimate Edition. And it had a current peak player count of almost 100,000 people before the game's even been released. So it comes out on this coming Tuesday. Yeah, it's an MMO, so I probably won't get in it, but I love the Dune universe. I love the story, like the Harkonnen, the Atreides, and things like that. But I just wish it wasn't an MMO. Chrono Odyssey, again, another MMO. There just seem to be so fucking many of them coming out there. Wuthering Waves. I'm trying to remember which that one was.
I've got so many emails about that game, and every time I can't bring myself to even bother reading them. I'm just like, nope.
Mafia: The Old Country looked pretty good. Liza P Overture, the DLC.
DLC, is that was already out? Yeah.
That looked pretty impressive as well. Have a wee look. Jurassic World Evolution, Seven Deadly Sins, Origin, an RPG game. Deadpool VR.
It looked actually really
VR,
fun.
yeah, that was weird. Yeah.
But it's MetaQuest 3 only.
Yes, but it is no
MetaQuest
enough.
3 and PS3 PSVR. So I've got MetaQuest 2, which means I can't play it. So
exactly. Dying Light, the Beast looked fucking cool as hell, but again, it's Dying Light, so you know. Have a look at the other one that I've seen. Heart of Blood looked pretty cool. That was the one that I was looking for. Where is it? Get the right name because it was Gray. I wanted to ask about it because he hadn't mentioned much because I know he's not been able to see it, but for some reason I cannot find the name of it. It is the new game from there you are, Stranger
Than Heaven.
Yes.
I was waiting for that.
Which is from RGG. So that's their new title that they're launching. Okay. I don't know if you had seen anything about it.
No.
So yeah, looking at that one because that one, well, right up your street. A Wu-Tang Clan game, not something I've seen coming in 2025.
No.
Yeah.
it's when it first came up. I was like, are we getting like a Def Jam like relaunch type game? Nope. It's a full blown Wu-Tang Rise of the Deceiver is what it's called. I was like, well, that is just fucking interesting. Mafia? No, that's not Mafia. That's
Stranger
yeah. Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, a Souls-like coming from China. That looked pretty good. Street Fighter 6 with Kenny Omega just basically gone there every cunt.
Yeah, I was confused. Why was he? He was dressed up as all the characters, but he's not in the game, though, is he?
No, he's not.
No, I thought he was going to be like a special guest, like DLC character.
No, it was. L looked fucking way fucked up. That was the game I thought you were talking about when you said what.
Ill looks fucking awesome. I can't wait for that.
Looks mental.
I had that on my wish list a few weeks ago. I got an email about it. I was like, this is fucking incredible. I'm having this fucking survival horror with proper like dismemberment and proper grisly detail. Yeah, I'm in.
That looked awesome. Sliding off to the side a wee bit, just making Ian's pants erupt and explode and jizz in various different aspects. We've got a Hitman crossover with Bond, with Le Chiffre. So I was like, Ian's got to be fucking the Boppy's table.
You know, Mads Mikkelsen turned up on stage as well to say hello.
He's such a cool cunt, isn't he? Do you know just wish you were Mads Mikkelsen? I mean, that voice for a start is just and the beard. I mean, my gingerness could only dream of having that salt and pepperness.
Yeah.
But yeah, Le Chiffre was one of my favourite Bond characters. I thought he was fucking awesome in Casino Royale. So it's cool to see that. And as Ian was touching on, the co-op mode for Hitman. Stone and Night, so that'll be Jay being roped into playing that.
I am 100% in for playing that.
A Lego game, a Nickelodeon game, and there was another game as well that was from something that was a different type of thing, and they've made it into a video game that I can't remember what it was. Troy Baker's got a new game, and Mouse PI for Hire. Which is nothing to do with Mickey Mouse and has taken no aspect of Mickey Mouse, and there's no way to tie it back to Mickey Mouse.
Legally distinct, I think is the right term.
Yeah. We got more Mind's Eye, which took a total fucking change for the original trailer.
Yeah, so that is out in 2 days, and so far there's been fucking nothing but negative stuff about it. I'm so interested to play it and see what it's like, but I've got no hopes and no real expectations for it other than it being a shit version of GTA.
But that was really.
I think it still looks good. I think I'm picking it up because I think it looks fun. But when I started watching the gameplay stuff, I was like, "Oh,
yeah." From the first trailer, it's been like it's just full of explosions, and it's like it might be fun, but I'm not convinced. And the more I saw of it, the more I'm like, this is like a road. What's a fucking road rage when version of
It's
GTA.
not that bad. It looks
Um,
a bit more like a discount Watch Dogs. That's why I called it.
yeah.
Right, now I'm checking
we'll
this
see.
before we go any further. Our current timestamp is 1:44:33. I would like this to be finished by 1:46 because I'm about to put my foot in it and I don't know why I'm doing it. Jay,
Yes.
please explain to me who Grace Ashcroft is and her relevance to the story.
See, now I wish I could, but I really, really can't because I've never played the Outbreak games.
In which
when
case,
I-
you're fucking hopeless.
When I heard when I heard the name
Fucking
Ashcroft, I was like, oh, I know that. That's from Resident Evil Code Veronica, but that was Ashford, not
No, I was
Ashcroft.
going to say Ashford is what I
And
remember.
I got it, and then I didn't get it, and then I got it again because I was right, but I was right for the wrong reasons.
Right.
Yeah, I've no idea. I've never played Outbreak. I would really like to. I've always wanted to play them
Because
And
it
apparently
does
can,
show,
but-
it does show obviously about our mum and getting sent to this place that our mum.
Yeah. So yeah,
Look,
so
very
supposedly
violently killed
her mum, which I forget the name now, she was in the original Outbreak. She died in Raccoon City, I guess, when the bomb fucking destroyed the place. And now she's now going there after she died. Who knows? I will find out because I would. Apparently, it's possible to play Outbreak on PC right now with people because it was the first multiplayer game on PS2, Outbreak and Outbreak 2. We had, I think it's 4 players co-op in Resident Evil, like going through the campaign type thing. But because the PS2 had a shitty way of accessing the internet, I never played it. So I would like to play it at some point. I'll see if I can figure it out. But ideally, they'd remake it or re-release it because the GOG games, obviously, the 1, 2, and 3 are available, and it's possible to play this, I think, on GOG, but not necessarily in the right way. So I'll have to dig into that. But yeah, very excited for Requiem. It was a great way to end the show, even though they fucked me over with. I would just wait a little bit longer. Ah, ha, ha, surprise, motherfucker. Ian, I've got one more last thing for you before we leave.
Go for it.
There's a Gears of War Reloaded beta this weekend, June the 13th, for Game Pass Ultimate and Game Pass PC players, owners of the digital version of Gears of War Ultimate Edition and those with Gears of War Reloaded pre-orders. So we can play the beta of it this weekend if you like. I mean, that's not an option. That is simply something that's going to happen. So I look forward to you joining me in Gears of War.
This weekend I'm busy. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you're not. No, you're not. So yeah, we'll play that at some point soon. But for now, I feel like that's enough fucking rambling. We've done enough watching of the showcase. We've done enough rambling about the games they showed. Again, not the best showcase in the world. I would have liked to have seen either some bigger reveals or some more like high profile day one releases or even shadow drops today. But I feel like we said, I feel like there's been the general vibe of Summer Games Fest this summer as it is. So Ross, final thoughts on the overall weekend? Yay, nay, anything else? Mid.
I'm trending up just because there is a couple of games that do look fantastic, but all aspects of the weekend could have been better.
Yes, I fully agree. Graham?
Tries hard, but room for improvement.
Mid. It's all very mid.
It's all very mid indeed. And Ian?
Yeah, I'm same as Ross. And Graham between that mid and it wasn't like, oh wow. I think like I said, my happiness was the Hitman and James Bond. So
Yes. Well,
other than that, it was pretty much like, okay, cool.
Yes. So that is the Summer Games Fest done until obviously Gamescom in August, where I'm sure we'll get more news and reveals, etc., etc. But that won't stop us. We'll be back next Sunday, 8 p.m.
No, we won't.
No.
Or maybe we won't.
No, it's Father's Day. I thought we would agreed we weren't doing it next week.
I don't give a fuck. Father's Day.
It was Ian that said it, not me.
All right. Well, we'll be back at some point at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Finish.
for more Xbox/PlayStation/Switch discussion. Thank you very much for joining us. If you made this very fucking here, you can find us at xboxtavern.com for written stuff. You can find us youtube.com/gaming tavern UK. such as this wonderful podcast and various other videos. We've got some reviews coming up very, very soon on the site. One of which won't be ready in time because I haven't played it anywhere near as much as I would have liked to have it, but I'm looking forward to telling you all about it. For now, I've been Jamie. You can find me at ENXN. You can find Ross,
At Scottish Gruff.
Graham,
Green Reaper.
and Ian.
Nutty way.
Goodbye.
Ciao, ciao.